Brews and Banner Podcast. What up? Welcome to Brews and Banner Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I got water, I got juice or whatever. He's like, y'all need twin legs? Matter of fact, I do.
To everybody is, does Delaware have an actual culture? This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world, politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair.
When they see me out in traffic, they say Jeezy on some other shit.
All right. What up? Welcome to Bruising Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rockin' and the brew. Will that be the fuel? And I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, what a legendary brew.
I made it. What is going on, everyone out there and Rob G? Can't say everyone if it's just me and you.
Yeah, we are down a man today. Shout out to Yo. Dev will be along shortly.
Have a good day off.
For
Devin,
sure.
where you at, man? See you soon, hopefully.
This is episode 158 of Bruising Banter Podcast. So folks that are listening, thanks for listening again. Those who are watching live or watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. I mean, did I say YouTube already?
You did.
Oh,
you
Twitter is what I was actually talking about.
Twitter.
Glad you could join us. And,
yeah, man. Hi.
And if you are watching live and you have a comment or question about the podcast or the guest that we'll have on shortly, make sure you throw it in the comments so we can put it on and let everybody see what the comment was or the question you was or any good thing that you want to do. How's it going, Lou? How are you?
Life is good, man. I can't complain.
All right.
Like I told you, I made them brownies yesterday.
Yeah.
Delicious. I had a little I did a thing. It was nice.
Did a thing.
Yeah, my mama was in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a good
got your Julia Childs on. Hello, welcome to my kitchen.
Does she only do pastries? She's only a baker?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think she did a lot of French.
Did everything, like sirloins and shit like that. What about you? How was your week?
It was good. I can't complain. I mean, it's another week. I'm just glad every day above ground is a day I rejoice in. Oh man,
amen.
Amen.
Man, Sunday church.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna bring Dev in. What's going on,
Dev?
I listened to your whole damn conversation.
We in the green room.
I'm in the green room.
I know. I saw when he came on.
I know you did. You're like, I'm not going to interrupt this.
Don't disturb the groove. Don't disturb the groove.
Yeah. So this is episode, like I said, this is episode 158. We do have a great guest with us today from Patuxent Brewing. We have Gene Lott. Let me bring him on to the show.
What up, Gene?
Family, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
We're doing great, man.
Good on this beautiful Sunday.
Beautiful Sunday.
Doing outstanding.
First day of spring, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It is.
All right.
Yes.
I'm about to actually, as soon as we're done with this, going to open up the garage door behind me. Get our tables set up outside.
Oh, it's going down.
And hopefully we're going to have a good Sunday today.
All right.
So you're in the shop. You're in the shop. Like
yes, I am in the shop right now.
Right.
We're about to get ready to open soon, so we might have some characters come up behind me or whatever like that. So
hey, they gotta get to work.
Definitely.
Full swing operation.
I like this a real live show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be live. If we get customers in, you might see me telling them what we got on tap and then taking orders and then coming back. So
don't mute yourself.
Don't even mute.
Yep.
As a real live show until somebody say, Jay, what the hell you doing?
Right. Then we gotta edit that thing. Then we'll have to
You just wasted all this good damn beer.
Never that. We don't waste beer here at Patuxent.
Get that barrel. Catch that shit.
It go left quickly.
It definitely can.
Once again, we want to welcome you to the podcast.
Appreciate it.
Before we get into everything, I think we're all drinking everything. So before we begin, I always like to know what we are drinking on. So what are we drinking today? So Gene, tell us what we are all drinking on today.
Started. This is our flagship beer, the beer that put us on the map. 301 Pale Ale, made with beautiful Cascade and Centennial hops. You're going to get a blend, all right? A blend of, we pretty much like to say it borders the line between an IPA and a Pale Ale.
Okay.
So if you enjoy an IPA, it's just that right amount of hops in there that will give you that satisfaction. And if you enjoy a Pale Ale, it's just that amount of smoothness in there that will give you the satisfaction of a Pale Ale.
Lou,
what you're going to be tasting is a lot of grapefruit and citrus. This time around with this batch, the grapefruit to me comes in on the back end. Most times it came in on the front end. So what you're going to immediately start tasting as soon as you drink it is more of the orange peel and a little bit of lemon. But the grapefruit then comes into it.
Why do you feel what happened? Do you know?
Well, I'll tell you this. Changing of the filters and water.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And water always makes a difference.
Right.
Gotcha. But you can't get the same water. Like technically it comes from the same thing, but it's not the same water. So what do you mean by the water was different?
So this time around, when we brewed it, we how can I put this? All right. Charles County water versus PG County water. All right.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we get we do our in-house beer here in-house, right? When we do when we're about to send it out to the masses and we're about to actually go distribution, we actually go to a bigger brewery, which is in another county.
Okay.
So Charles County water is hard.
Okay.
Hard water stains your toilet.
Hard water.
So filtering that bad boy out, and we're a small operation. Now, when you go to $1 million facility where they got $1 million filters, you know what I'm saying?
You get that consistency. Okay.
Gotcha. Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
So
the last couple of times, it was more grapefruit forward. You know what I mean? This time around, it was like, ooh, you know, the grapefruit comes in on the back end, and it's a little bit, it's a tad bit stronger than usual. You know what I mean? Then we found out too that they changed brewers. So.
Okay. So recipe is like it is tolling. You guys told are using the tolling method to.
I mean, but you definitely do taste that grapefruit on the back end, especially on the back end.
Definitely,
right.
So Gene, not to take the attention off of you, but we've got a brew crew member who loves the smell of an IPA, but enjoys. But doesn't enjoy the taste. But I haven't really ever heard him say that he's, that I always hear him say he's a fan of a Pale Ale. So, Lou, I want to seriously know kind of like what combination do you get from this beer? What do you like about it? What do you don't like about it?
It definitely smells delicious. I'm not sure if Gene influenced my taste buds by saying orange peel at the front, because as soon as he said that, I got it. I do get the grapefruit. It is a mix because I get IPA vibes. It smells absolutely fucking delicious. But yeah, I'm still just gonna have one. But I'll drink a whole one of these. This tastes better than any IPA. This is not an IPA. So I'd rather it be pale ale-y.
Got it.
Just straight pale ale.
Okay.
Like, I like pale ale.
Right.
Like ain't nothing wrong. Like you don't have to influence the IPAs. Don't have to influence everything, right? You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Good explanation.
I could go on a diatribe. Like I feel like IPAs is never mind. I don't want to do that. It's a great beer. But this is not my thing. I'm gonna have just one of them, but I appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. Rob, what you think?
I enjoy. Well, I like beer actually.
Yeah. If it's a good beer, like I think you're at the point you could tell if it's not a good beer. That you're like, this isn't a good beer. You know what I mean? Like, but if it's beer, you're like, oh, let me try that. Bring it over here.
Because it does have some of those, like you said, the IPA, but it's not as it's not as much bitterness. There's not a lot of bitterness
absolutely.
to it. So
it's
definitely smoother.
It's more drinkable too, Gene. It's much more drinkable.
And that's a key word that you mentioned. More drinkable, and not to like fast forward on the program and anything.
Oh no, we are free flow.
One of the missions, as far as especially with us having a tap room and everything, is more education than anything. Education to our people, because we always like to say, and I mean it's the truth. You know, Black people very just recently started to get into craft beer. You know. And to have someone start off with an IPA first, you're going to turn a lot of people away. Absolutely. I mean, a true up and down IPA.
Cheers.
So one of the things, you know, granted that it was our head brewer and founders, that's his baby, 301, but it's one of those perfect to us introductory beers into craft beer, you know, or into our versions of craft beer, you know, where it's not too kick-ass IPA, hop forward, you know, but it's actually smooth. And I actually always like to sell it as, hey, it's a general purpose beer without even being a general purpose beer.
Yeah,
right. You can actually drink this pretty much with anything. If you want to barbecue, you want to have some crabs. That's what we like to do down here.
Yeah.
If you just want to have something to relax to pregame with, it fits in all of those categories.
I agree with that. Yeah, and that's the drinkableness of it all. Like it, you could put it at any table for a food and drink with it. And it is, when you say introduction, it lets people know like this is beer,
right?
But it can get a little bit rougher as far as a person that doesn't like IPA, and it also can get a little bit softer. A person like me that likes gozas and sours and stuff like that. Like it is a good mix, and I when you explain it, it does help the palate. You know what I mean?
There it is.
When then you say like we want to educate the Black beer people that are coming in, and anybody who's new that wants to learn about beer. Yeah, this. Cheers, man. Matter of fact, pass me another. But you gotta write that on the can. You gotta explain that whole shit. Yeah, that's what beer is supposed to be all about. Like every beer has a story, and this is y'all's introductory into the brewing scene, and you want people that don't know about beer to come in, and people like Rob to be able to say, oh, I'll come in back and drink this beer, and people like me to be like, oh, that's a good beer, let me try something different so I can see if there is different things that I can get my hands on. So cheers. I like it.
I
love that.
Because that's where we're located. You know, we're located in Southern Maryland. And believe it or not, I was just explaining to Rob, we're not too far from DC. We literally, Virginia is over across the bridge. You can see Virginia, you know what I mean? And from where we are at, it's a real working class bunch of people that live down here, you know? Don't make the most money, but surrounded by houses that's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times, you know, what they're used to is the Bud Lights of the world, you know what I'm saying? And it was more or less like, yo, we trying to introduce you into something else different. I mean, it's really taken off, you know, and I can't wait to get into that part of the story, just about like how we got started and everything. Because definitely when I say we weren't in a dry country, but we were in a dry country in terms of the craft beer scene and even the craft liquor scene, which is right next door to us. You know, they knew nothing about it, but like since we've got here, it's like it's just been amazing. It's been crazy.
Awesome. Yeah. For me, the flavors, Gene, that jump out really is it comes full circle for me. Like you mentioned the orange on the front end, and then you taste the grapefruit after a while. But then after as we were sitting here talking, like on my taste buds that still really stood out was the orange and the orange peel. Yeah. So it came around full circle, even, you know, as sometimes, you know, beers just linger obviously on your palate. So at the end of it, it's like you're right. It's not super hoppy, which I love a hoppy beer, but I mean, who doesn't like an orange?
Is my wife my wife is pregnant, so she's not drinking beer now.
Right.
But what's crazy? She got the taste of, you know, everybody's palate is different.
Yeah.
Not tangerines, those little ass oranges.
The mandarin.
Mandarin. She was like, I'm tasting that. You know, and I was like, I never heard anybody say that, but okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's all in the same family. So.
Yeah, it's all the same family.
But I understand what she means on how they're different. Like you can taste the difference between an orange and a clementine mandarin.
Definitely.
Like they're much more sweeter than your normal navel orange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I taste the orange peel of the navel orange.
I know me army oranges.
Who?
Army oranges.
Army oranges. Okay.
Naval.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till June for that, man. That's a Father's Day joke, man. You can't just throw that dry ass joke on us without preparing us.
It was actually a mouthful anyway. Army oranges.
Yeah, because I was like, what?
The video was I was like, bad connection.
Because it's actually a great dad joke. That is a superb dad joke.
But I didn't realize how other than say Army oranges.
Army orange.
Army orange. I thought he was saying Under Armour.
I had no idea. Like Gene said, I thought his video got a little jangled up.
Well,
jangling.
Janky.
Well, yeah, actually, we jumped right in because I know we were talking about the beer,
right?
But I guess we need to go back into who Gene Lott is, what is Patuxent, all that good stuff. So we didn't do that yet. So
it was yours, right?
Gene, the floor is yours. Who is Gene? How you got here? How you got in here? What you doing? How you got into Patuxent and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, we got an interesting story. The story of Patuxent. It basically starts off with our founder and head brewer, Davey Feaster. Okay. And pretty much when he went to Crossland High School, which is in Prince George's County, he always wanted to open up like a Cheers type bar, right?
Okay.
He wasn't even brewing beer at this point. You know, he always knew he wanted to open up a type of bar to have people come in with people come in, know their name, everything, you know. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, he moves down to Waldorf. He's home brewing, and basically he takes his beer to cookouts, and it's like everybody's drinking his beer instead of the beer people bring. Mm-hmm. You know, and then with the nudging of people around him and his surroundings and stuff, it was like you should go ahead and start a brewery. You know, and it was perfect because here in Charles County, there was no breweries at all.
Wow.
And the only breweries were in other counties, which were surrounding us, but like 20, 30 miles away and stuff. Who wants to be driving, 20, 30 miles away and have to get back home? Right. So,
a quick question, Gene. Gene. At these barbecues and cookouts, is it the 301 that's being served, or is it?
Oh no, beers? it's 301, and it's all the other beers we have because we brewed over 30 different.
So he had the recipes at the cookouts
starting out. Definitely.
Got you.
Okay. So then, and I'm sorry, my wife just texted me real quick. I think she's watching. Yes. All right. So then,
Hey, wife.
Fix your glasses.
Hey, Miss Lott. Hey, Mrs. Lott.
Make sure we can see your sweatshirt.
She did mention that.
Okay, see, nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
But so then once we were going through the licensing process and basically trying to introduce the county to what craft beer is, because one of the things where you guys want to open up a brewery, the first thing that comes to mind is a bar, because that's what's saturated down here. A lot of bars, pubs, and stuff. And it was convincing the county and the government that craft brewery is a different vibe. It's a different thing. Having a craft brewery is just a whole different thing than having a bar, you know, and it helps the government out because it's a tourist attraction. Okay. And basically, you know, it was us trying to convince them like, hey, this is tourism money from outside of the county that's going to help you, you know. So while we were doing that, we started selling our beer at farmers markets. Nice. And this is how I got involved in it. The county that we all grew up in is small, but it's big, but everybody knows each other. Okay. I was out in Hawaii for a month, which is amazing, for work. And a buddy of mine who's up in Frederick, my man Lass from Lassiter Brewing Company, he's a home brewer. He hit me up and he was like, Gene, you guys got a brewery in Waldorf. I said, no, we don't. I've lived down here long enough. I know we don't have a brewery in Waldorf. I got to drive to Virginia and up to Frederick to drink with you. You know, he was like, no, you guys got a brewery in Waldorf. So when I got back from Hawaii, I looked them up and they were at the farmers market. So I was like, oh, damn, we actually do. So I met Davey and kind of found out we all had mutual friends because I played football at Bowie State University. And, you know, we all went to high school, different people, you know, just how that connection goes.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just like, all right, I'm volunteering you to come into the company with me. You know?
Okay. Voluntold. We call it voluntold.
Voluntold. That's the word. So from there, you know, we had we opened up the tap room, we got the licensing and stuff, opened up the tap room, and we were rocking and rolling. But then that's when COVID came. And COVID came when we were about to do our first distribution run of 301.
Okay.
So now we're sitting on all this beer, got a closed tap room, and we don't know what to do. So at this point, with the goodness of our governor of Maryland, we were able to sell our beer online, and we basically had to pivot our business model and speed up things more so than what we wanted to do. Right. So we started doing drive-through pickups. We started doing drop-offs to the houses. And I will say, during that time, we were one of the first to actually be able to buy beer online and drop it off to you or come pick it up. And I've researched this. One of the first in the Maryland. And that's what got us through COVID. We were one of the few businesses that actually made a lot of money during COVID, you know, and we were able to stay open, and we just, you know, we just did some good things, you know, and now here we are. And from that, it came partnerships with Heavy Seas. You know, we did a Black is Beautiful with Heavy Seas, which actually won the best spiced beer award on the East Coast. And let me give you the official title, because I have it right here. The United States Beer Tasting Championship, Heavy Seas, Patuxent Brewing Company, Black is Beautiful, best spiced beer award on the East Coast.
Hey, look, let's drink to that. Drink to that.
What we did was we actually did a vanilla chai stout, which was, you know, in our opinion, one of the better ones, you know. And if you find a can, you're the most amazing person in the world, because we're always looking for some.
I think we had cans. I know you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yoda drunk it maybe like 3 or 4 episodes ago. He drank it on here.
Okay.
3 or 4. So shout out to Brian for hooking us up on those cans.
We got some brothers who actually are just keeping them in the back, and I'm like, you gotta hurry up and drink those. You
gotta drink it. You gotta drink it. It's still liquid.
You know. So from there, we just took off. So right now, you know, our current ownership is like I said, it's Davey Feaster. That's our head brewer and our founder. And then it's Kevin, who is our other co-owner, and then it's myself, and it's just the 3 of us, and we actually run the whole business.
Awesome.
Nice.
Gene, I got a question. So as you mentioned, you guys, you know, pivoted to delivery and home service delivery as well, and drive up pickup. How many of your beers that are on tap can your patrons also get canned to take with them?
This is the cool thing about it. With our business model, we only distribute our flagship beer.
Oh, okay.
Because unlike everybody else, just like the explosion that's going on, we chose to go the old-fashioned route where we open up the brewery first and then we distribute. Where most people right now, they're going to the contract brewing distribution route immediately,
right?
And then they'll gain the capital from that to open up a brewery. We chose to go backwards because, in essence, we wanted to be in the community first and establish ourselves here before we go to distribution route. So we only distribute our 301 Pale Ale.
Okay.
But everything else you can actually get canned up here in-house. We like to say we call ourselves the Starbucks of beer. Because everything that's on tap, we can can it up. So, and we always do, if you have your own growler or crawler, bring it in, let us slap a sticker on it, and anything you want, we'll pour in there.
Man, that's my next question. So, for real, it really was. So, during COVID, as you mentioned, like, I've run into experiences where, you know, I got a growler for like the holidays. People got me those as gifts. And now during COVID, I go into breweries and they're like, we don't want to touch it for sanitary reasons. And we don't want to do this with it. And I'm like, I mean, you're canning it and you're going to sanitize it to put the beer in it anyway, like you would do anything else. Why is my growler no good here?
So as beer drinkers, we hated that. And you know how it is. You go to a brewery, you bring your, oh no, we didn't clean it. It's not ours. You got to buy ours. I got so many different crawlers I don't even use because I had to buy them.
Right. For the one time that you went in there because they basically.
And I may not come back.
Pigeonholing you.
Right. So one of the things we said we were going to do was we're going to kill that rule. We're going to kill that tradition. bring it to us. We'll clean it. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's a little fee, I don't care.
You know, so definitely.
So I just didn't understand that. So I'm glad you share the same, experience as a beer drinker, because I've been holding on to my growler for What you say?
So, we've had people come in with
he's fighting for you as a brewery owner.
Some amazing Amazon growlers. I'm talking about the CO2 cartridges, everything.
Pay some money.
We're just it's free advertisement for us because we're still a small business. We don't have an advertising budget. Let us put our sticker on there. When you parade around town with it, it has a Patuxent sticker on it.
Yeah, good.
I like that.
Good.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. I'm done asking questions now.
I want to go back to that in terms of why is the name Patuxent? Why did y'all choose?
So why did Davey choose Patuxent? Davey is a believe it or not, and he will kill me if I say this. He's an outdoorsman in a type of way. He's a very and most brewers are eccentric type of people. And Davey used to go fishing with his dad on the Patuxent River. Well, more or less, it was how do you say?
It's kind of a big
times, father and son times fishing on the river. Right. So Maryland, one of this big things is the Patuxent River. So it was like, hey, we're in Maryland. We want to shout out Patuxent, and we also want to shout out the times that he spent with his dad and stuff. So Patuxent Brewing Company.
Okay,
I like it. I like it.
Now,
go ahead. Now
I was going in terms of I know you joined you heard that there was a craft brewer in your area, but were you always in the craft beer? What started you in the craft beer?
So what started me in the craft beer, and it's funny because Davey got the same story. Pretty much all of us got the same story. The beer we grew up on was 211, the big blue bull, all that. You know what I'm saying? So beer, I absolutely hated until I was in college. I was in grad school, actually. I went to a party, and my first craft beer, which is I still consider a craft beer, but not anymore, was a Yingling. And it was in a bathtub, and it was on ice. I couldn't pronounce it. And I said, what the hell is a Yingling? But after I drank it, I was like, oh, wow. I was like, this is pretty good. And then from there, believe it or not, this is crazy going from a Yingling to a Sierra Nevada.
Ooh.
Now,
IPA?
The common thing between me and Davey is that was our first really real craft beer. The grandfather of craft beer was a Sierra Nevada.
Okay.
And when I had that, I was like, wow, okay. And then from there, it just took off. And again, my boy Lass, he introduced me to a whole bunch. And it was just from there, it just went crazy, And then after that, you're like, all right, I got to try to brew stuff myself. Let me try it myself, And then you just want to go drink everything to be able to know what's out there.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, so you actually started home brewing as well, or
I tried my hand at it. All right.
Okay.
So this is the thing. I can drink pretty much anything you put in front of me, and I can tell you what hops, everything, right? And I can tell you the process. But when I actually do it myself, it's bad.
It's bad. Hey.
But when I'm in here, now the thing is, we're a small operation. It's literally only me, Davey, and Kevin. So when we do brew, it's literally all of us at some point in time doing a part of it or a portion of it.
Right.
And we all still have our full-time jobs.
Right.
So we all know the process, try to do it, help out as much as possible. But at the end of the day, it's Davey's baby.
Right.
So it's like if you got a cornbread recipe, you can make the cornbread, but your grandmother has that secret thing that she does that you don't know how to do, that she can write down, but you just won't get it done because she knows how to do it.
Yeah. So Gene, they rely on you to just watch the cornbread in the oven. You know what I mean? Like the timer.
More than that.
Okay, I just asked.
More than that. So I gotta cut the cornbread, sell the cornbread.
Okay.
Manage the cornbread.
Good.
But definitely when it's Kevin and Davey, they put the cornbread, they mix the cornbread and put it in the oven.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that also makes you quality control of the cornbread too, right? That makes you quality control.
Makes me quality control of the cornbread, but we also have special individuals who come in at our quality control. And standing right in front of me is Kevin's parents right here, and his dad Rooster is quality control.
Nice.
We also have and this is the beauty about having a tap room. Where we have our regulars who come in. We have a regular who come in. We call him Pops. He's like our dad of everybody. He's an older gentleman, Vietnam veteran. He's our quality control with everything. He comes in, he
can give you everything.
Exactly.
Right.
He'll tell you when you're not hitting this week, don't put that on tap.
Yeah, that good honesty, that brutal honesty.
That shit tastes like ass.
That's exactly what you
don't you ever try to sell that, man. I wouldn't get that away for free.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's
but
awesome.
The crazy thing is because we're so small, because we're still considered a nano brewery.
Okay.
We started off on a 1-barrel system. And just recently we upgraded to a 3-barrel system.
Great.
Okay. So literally everything that you're tasting when you come here in the tap room is small batch. And if you're a bourbon fan like myself, small batch is beautiful, is the key. Because once you start getting into the bigger batches of beer, and when you get that consistency, you know what I mean? You're always chasing consistency no matter what.
Right.
But when you start getting into, all right, it's the same beer, you know, you kind of lose, like, I always like to say, you lose interest. That's why we always try to switch our beers up at least every couple of weeks, which we have to, because we have a good weekend, we tapped out. Guess what?
You need another beer
next week.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why we always switch our beers up, and we also have guest taps. So our mission with the guest taps, and this is something I'm going to segue into, and I see Sean from Black Viking Brewing on here. It's basically what we like to call the collective. The collective is basically the collection of all the Black independent, 100% Black-owned brewers in the state of Maryland.
That's dope.
So we got Black Viking Brewing Company. We got Joy Hound. We got Sankofa out of DC. We got Soul Mega out of DC. And definitely we have Urban Garden out of DC, which is the first Black, 100% Black-owned female brewing company in DC.
Awesome.
So we have all of them, and we're represented as the collective. And then the glue to hold us all together is Black Brew Movement. And that's a husband and wife operation. And they pretty much, you know, they also get the word out there in terms of like about the Black brewers in Maryland. Because you know the percentages, I don't have to repeat them. It's very low. And it gets even lower to the ones who actually have a tap room. And we said with us having a tap room and us having guest taps and extra taps, why not be a place where we can actually have the Black brewers on tap? So if you can't find them in stores, or if you don't feel like driving somewhere, at least you can know, hey, I'm coming to support a Black business and drink all Black beer. Across all taps. So that's another reason why we created Tap Room.
That's awesome.
Now I know.
How many guest taps do you have? I'm sorry, Rob. How many guest?
Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that? 4.
Oh, that's amazing.
Possibly 5.
And how many taps do you have for your beer?
Right now we can have like 6, between 6 and 7.
Wow.
Yeah, y'all balling.
Right. Yeah, y'all doing a good
So
percentage.
the thing is like, all right, most of our collective, you know, some of them we're trying to get them to go into the motions of getting sixtals. Like send us sixtals. We have the cans. We love your cans, but send us sixtals.
Okay.
You know, because most people, you know, they love the beer coming out the taps. You know, Either way, while they're still doing that, because a lot of them just got started this year, last year, and stuff. You know, they have cans, which is fine. But we're going to sell their cans, and whatever they have, you know, we're going to buy them and we're going to sell them. Because again, we want us to be a place to not only have our beer, but to have
community.
The rest. Exactly. And I always like to say the beautiful thing about it is there's no competition between us all. It's healthy competition no matter what.
Right.
There's no competition between us all because we all brew different styles of beer.
Yeah. Right. That's what Rob and I were talking about yesterday when we were getting together to get your beer and give them out to everybody. So we were trying to, in our head, just kind of think outside of Patuxent Brewing, if there were other tap rooms or breweries other than yours that are 100% Black owned.
In the state of Maryland, we are the only 100% Black owned brewing company with a tap room.
Awesome.
We don't want that to happen. We have a couple of different other ones in the collective. Lipco, which is Liquid Infusion Brewing Company, and then we have
Drew, right?
That's Drew. So Drew, we're waiting for him to get his licensing and stuff up, and once he gets up and ready, Drew is going to be in here.
Okay,
you know? And Drew, let me tell you, Drew was a fantastic story. I was on another podcast, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, home brewers, bring your stuff by, let us drink it. We'll help you out," because that's another thing. we didn't have pretty much too much help when we started off. We didn't have anyone to go to. So we said we didn't want that to happen to the next up and coming brewers who are coming up. We want to be a place where you can come to and pick our brains. Hey, what was the process for this? What was the process for that? How did you handle this situation? And Drew was actually the only one that took that flag and actually came and was like, hey, here's my beer. What you talking about? You know, and bam, you know, it was like, and from there, it was like, you know, Drew is like the guy, you know, and he's taking off and he sells his beer. I'm telling you, him and his wife, definitely. And Sean, I see you. The Black Viking is in the works. And that's the thing. We don't want to be the only ones, you know, it needs to be more 100% Black owned tap rooms, you know? Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it is, again, is that everybody is in different parts of Maryland and DC. So it's no competition. It's like, hey, whatever I'm closest to, or I'm going to do our own Black Brew trail and hit everybody up, you know? Eventually that's what will be like very beautiful.
Right. That's awesome. I see all the events that y'all all come together and y'all do a lot of support each other in different events. I think there was one at like Whitey's Liquor at one point. I think there was something at,
and that's the thing, and that's to get the word out there, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So that's dope that y'all are, the collective is actually strong and helping each other. Patuxent means family. I don't know if it really does, but I guess it does.
I gotta look that up, but if it does, that's beautiful. You know,
it probably doesn't.
I know it's a Native American term.
There's a possibility then.
It is a possibility.
With your guys' small the small batch, you said 1 barrel. Now you're at 3 barrels, but you said you like the 3 barrel where you guys are at. As you guys continue to grow, will you go to larger barrel batches, or will you always stay in the 1 to 3 barrel system?
I would say we will probably go to a larger barrel system, but not too big. We're at one of those things where it's like you want to be big, but you don't want to be too big,
right?
Because we are still just a 3-person operation. You know, it was like 4 of us at the time, but you know, we're still 3-person operation, and eventually it gets to a point where it's like, you know, we don't want to kill ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why our motto is, before anything else, is tap room first. That's why we don't distribute. We distribute probably quarterly or every now and then. And even with that, it's a method to the madness. It's like, all right, we don't want to, what's the word? What's the word I'm trying to look for? Man, all right, I've already had Patuxent, you know? Right. Whereas you want to pull it back, like, man, you know, I haven't had Patuxent in a while.
Right. You don't want to saturate it.
You don't want to saturate it too much. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's coming back out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it last time. Let me go get it this time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why even with our distribution, we don't go everywhere. There's certain places that we go, you know? And it's like, all right, you guys will get it because we know last time you guys moved a lot of it quick, and it's going to hit this part. Local restaurants who supported us, you guys are going to get it. You know, stuff like that.
What is that distribution relationship like? Like, did you guys have to forge your way into distribution? Did you through a connection, you know, make a connection? How was that founded? How was that established?
First and foremost, we self-distribute, so we don't go through a distributor or anything like that. You know, with our licenses and stuff, we're self-distributors.
Great.
And more or less, I hate to put it in this mindset. But it's like you really out in the street selling your product. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, y'all no limit soldiers. Y'all Master P.
So it's been times, you know, you go to
so you think Wire.
You go to craft
the
beer.
Wire, yeah, the Wire.
Oh, the Wire. It's a little better.
So our thing was, we're gonna go to craft beer specific liquor stores. We really didn't want our stuff in regular liquor stores. We want to go to craft beer specific liquor stores who actually know craft beer,
right?
Who actually will put craft beer out front and
out front, just on the shelves. They don't really know how to talk about it, sell it, whatever.
You don't want your beer to sit.
Right.
We want you coming back. So we said, all right. We identified the first go around. First go around, we will admit, we were just like, bam, we want to get it out there. You know. Second go around, we were more strategic in what we were doing. We was like, all right, taking these numbers from the first go around, who was moving it the fastest, who we had the better relationship with. You know, and then it was like, bam, Baltimore. You want to get in Baltimore. You want to get everything in Baltimore. Baltimore and Maryland is the craft beer capital. So you want to get your stuff there. All right. Then from there, it was like, all right, who was supporting us in Waldorf? One of our first supporters in Waldorf was a restaurant. Got to give a shout out to Katie. During COVID, when she was actually losing money and not getting stuff, she was like, "Hey, you guys are local. I need your beer."
Wow.
So because of that, we have a special relationship with her. And then there's other places where we were like, "All right, they need our beer. They're good people. Bam, they got our beer." And that's pretty much the mindset of we took with distribution.
Okay.
And then there are other Black-owned businesses that we wanted to support. There's a first of its kind down here, more or less like a Wet Willie's, Bayou Girls Drink Factory, a factory place.
Okay.
She bought a kegerator just for our beer. So we
nice.
said, we're going to give you a 6th of our beer.
Right.
So stuff like that. So supporting Black businesses, but also supporting those who supported us.
Okay.
Now, I know Joey Hound has been at like the Maryland Craft Beer Festival. Like, are y'all involved in the craft beer festivals?
So we want to do more craft beer festivals. We're picking what craft beer festivals we want to do, but again, it goes down to numbers.
Okay.
We have a brewery that we want to stay open all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
you can't afford to like leave, go somewhere else
right.
on a Saturday and all like that.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's one of the downfalls of having a brick and mortar is that you have overhead that everybody else doesn't have.
Right.
And that's what most people don't understand. Oh, you guys must be making a lot of money. We have a lot of overhead that regular people don't have. And then we have pretty much, we got to pick and choose. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to Patuxent. Sorry, guys, I'm open.
You're good.
No burden,
come on in. Actually, you guys don't mind being on a podcast?
You can sit behind.
You won't actually be on camera, but I'm gonna take them with me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, you got to work, bro.
Definitely. So y'all gonna hear my spiel real quick, all right?
Yeah,
all right.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Gene. I'm the Taproom manager, co-owner of Patuxent Brewing Company. First time here?
Yes.
All right, where you guys coming from?
We live here.
Oh,
so, yeah.
And this your first time here?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, welcome to Patuxent Brewing Company. It's Charles County's first and only brewery. And welcome. So what type of beer do you like?
Probably like Hefeweizen, something close to that.
Ooh, we're not in Hefeweizen season for us. So we usually do our Hefs like around spring, close to summertime. We did have a grapefruit honey Hef that was pretty actually good. But let me tell you what I do have on tap right now. We have our 2 seltzers on tap, which is called Rah Rah Ale. Rah Rah Ale is named after my daughter. Her name is Sarai. We hate seltzers. All right. So our seltzers are a little bit different, more alcohol, more flavor. And they're used with all basically natural ingredients. Excuse me. So we have Rah Rah Rita, which is a margarita seltzer. I think that's what you guys have.
I have it.
Yep.
It's also good.
I had it last night.
And mix it with vodka or tequila. All right. So all of our seltzers come in like around 6.5% alcohol. All right. And then we just have what we just made was our Mai Tai seltzer. So our Mai Tai seltzer is pretty tasty too. That's what my wife likes.
Okay.
And then we have in cans our flagship beer, 301 Pale Ale. So if you like IPAs, you'll enjoy it.
Show him plugging his beer.
If you like Pale Ale,
you said give him that black mic again.
All right. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you like white?
Yeah, we do flights. Oh, I got more beer for you too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, and they just mentioned it. We also have a collection of the other Black brewers in DC. And
you can hear it. I forgot.
Black Viking ginger beer. All right,
not
it is
mute us.
basically a ginger. It's not a ginger beer per se, but it's a ginger honey beer. It is totally unlike anything you've ever tasted before. It's pretty good. Then we have Camelite, which is made with camelade and honey. That's out of DC. That's DC's first Black female-owned brewing company. Then we have on this side of the house too, on some of our guest taps, some of our other favorite beer that we like from other breweries. All right, we have Calvert's Chocolate Milk Stout. We've got Bell's Lager of the Lakes, which is a lager. We have Port City's Metro Red, and we have one of my favorites, Goose Island IPA.
Hello, guys. You're watching Behind the Scenes.
Yes.
Patuxent Taproom.
This is amazing footage. I'm really enjoying this.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys want to start a tab? Yeah. All right. And check out these.
Yeah, we'll do a little taste of everything you got.
All right. That sounds good to me.
So what is it? 2, 3 plate?
Yep. There you go. All right. And I'll bring them over to you.
All right. Perfect.
All right. Thanks. All right.
That was great, Gene. That was great.
Awesome, man.
I told y'all we're still open. So
yeah, that was good.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
And that's one of the things of, again, when you have a brick and mortar is the fact that, you have so much overhead you have to take care of. And there are other things that you have to take care of. So sometimes us trying to get out to festivals, again, we have to be strategic in what we do.
Totally makes sense. You need some really good, some good runners, some good volunteers, people who, are going to.
I will say we do have volunteers and we do have runners that help us like on our busy days. Like Saturdays are mostly like our real busy days,
Right.
And one of our taste testers just came in. How you doing, Pops?
Nice. Exactly.
Yeah.
Been around a while, right?
Yeah.
That shit good. That's the one right there.
You know which one I want. Give me my favorite. Don't even ask me what kind I want.
You want to say hi? You want to get on camera? So there you go. That's Pops for us right
How you doing, Pops?
So that's
veteran beer drinker.
All right. That's quality control along with Kevin's dad, and they let us know if the beer is on point or if it's not.
Well, Gene, not to put him on the spot, tell us what his favorite or what is his usual go-to, or does he allow you to surprise him when he comes into the tap room?
Pops, you want to answer that question?
I don't mind the surprises, but my go-to 301 and
Okay.
Yes, our Oops series.
301. There we got it right there.
So our Oops series of beer, like I said, we're a small company, so we don't waste beer.
Okay.
So anytime that we have extras left over, anytime we want to experiment, we put it into the Oops category. Or even when we have a beer, that's like we don't have a name for it goes into the Oops category.
I got you. So
Oops changes up weekly. It could be based off of 301. It could be based off of any other type of beer we're brewing that day. And that's why people enjoy Oops.
Gene, it just when you said the Oops beer, it brings something to mind when I went to California and did a tour at the Jelly Belly factory. I'll tell you how this ties in. Big companies don't like wasting stuff either, because all of those off-brand or Oops Jelly Bellies, they all, when you're done the tour, they're sold at the very end of your tour in a different kind of bag, whether it's supposed to be like your green apple or whatever. The recipe might be off, but people enjoy them and sell them and eat them the same way. So big or small, nobody's trying to waste anything.
It was like the Crunch Berry that started out first.
Time to waste anything.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
I like the Oops. I like how it's a one of one. You can't make it. You're never going to make it again because you really made a mistake. I like that.
Right.
But it's still drinkable and people like it.
But if people like it, are you really making a mistake, or are you really trying to make an Oops?
Right, and that's another thing. And if a Oops beer sells out in a day when it normally sells out in a week, are you making that Oops beer again?
So that's when it's like, hey, we didn't write down the recipe. So
Oops. We really thought it was Oops, but it wasn't.
But I bet there's a way. Okay. So now the supply chain and stuff in me is kicking in. I bet there's a way though to trace back some of your ingredients, your lot batch, your it's some way for you to track back a little bit to say, if I needed to recreate this, I know that. I know what was in my bomb, and all that is bill of material. That's all that is materials. So
did you say bomb? Right?
Bomb. It's a bill of materials. It's what makes your finish good. It's just what makes your finish good.
They should have a different acronym.
Well, that's in the supply chain world. That might not be in the beer world. In the supply chain world, bomb is just all your materials that makes your raw materials that makes your finish good.
Okay. One of our Oops actually turned into the official county beer of Charles County. So we did a thing on Facebook where we asked everybody, hey, if we had a county beer, what style do you want? It was, everybody immediately said IPA. So we had an IPA that was a pretty good Oops. We were trying to make another IPA, which is called Snake Bite. So we have an IPA called Snake Bite. We use Medusa hops. So you're going to get, I call it, what is that? The little, anyway, you're going to get apricots out of it.
Okay.
That's what you get immediately out of the Medusa hops and when we make Snake Bite.
Okay.
So we were trying to make that. Didn't come out too well, but it still was a decent IPA. We were like, wait a minute. We got the county beer thing going on. We can use that. So it became our county beer, which is actually we're about to put back on tap next week.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Sure. So we can talk amongst ourselves while he's doing his thing. So
It wasn't that long.
So walk us through what you're doing right now, Gene. Like, are you making the flights, or what are you doing?
I'm actually making a flight. So we have flights. We do flights of beer. Friday night we have Friday night flights. So normally our flights go about $13. On Fridays we go 10.
Okay.
And we also basically we like to say, hey, if it's your first time coming in, try a flight. You get to try everything. Most people do a flight and then they figure out what they like and then they come back for playing.
Now, is your flight is it 5 in your flight? Is it 4?
4 in our flight.
4 in your flight. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
I see my boy Town here. What's going on, Last?
Yo, you a mover and shaker. I like that, Gene. You keeping up.
He said
that's why you tap room manager, man.
He got Selden that title too. So he's like, I gotta keep it spitting. Keep it hot fire.
Definitely.
And then Tamara called all the people in the room. So shout out to Tamara. She said it draws back to people's enemies. I feel you, enemies, your ops. I got you. I know she meant oops, but
I was about to say that doesn't mean what she meant at all.
She said oops.
You keep them back. You keep them way
I see
back.
It looks like when he's pouring, maybe he poured a stout. I think that second one he just put there is a stout.
We could ask him.
We can.
I guess.
While he's working, I'm just
It's very entertaining that he is doing his R.I.P. Steve Irwin is cranky. We got one live tap room.
There's a stout.
I don't think this has ever happened on your show.
Never. We love it.
Our ratings gonna go through the roof.
Audio, all audio too. So the audio people are missing out on this.
Right.
Right. Yes, if you're listening to it on Tuesday through the audio, go on YouTube
and watch this. This is exciting.
We want to go Steve Irwin. Now we're delivering the beer to the customer.
Nice.
He'll be off screen for a while today, guys.
Tamara's our social media coordinator. She when people say their first name, she's like, I know exactly who you mean. So I'm gonna tag them in this comments. So she knew I was talking about Brian Gregg, and
there he goes.
Said Brian gave us the 301, and I'm at the heavy season Patuxent. Black is beautiful. So that's what's up.
All right. So I'm back now.
All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. This was behind the tea.
So Gene, you mentioned people are going to start coming in because you guys are just open. Tell us about a typical Sunday. Is it different or what's your brew day? Give us a rundown from Sunday kind of into the start of your week.
We're open from Thursdays through Sunday.
Okay.
So Sundays are usually like our chill days. A lot of our regulars come in. People who couldn't make it on Saturdays will swing in and stuff. So it's really chill and relaxed. So a lot of times I get to come in, be able to do paperwork and stuff, everything like that. Saturdays are busy. Saturdays we start from 12 o'clock, and basically it'll go from 12 to 8 o'clock at night. And Saturdays it'll be like any and everybody will come through. Usually we'll try to have like food trucks be here. We'll try to have some of our friends come in and cook and stuff like that. And it's just a vibe on Saturdays. Especially during NFL season, we had the games on. I'm not going to say Washington Commanders because I'm still Redskin fan. So
I'd rather y'all be the football team than the Commanders.
I agree with you.
They're the Commanders guys. Let it go. No, they're not. No, they're not. He is a Washington fan and he agrees. That is a terrible name.
I actually love watching the football team. It's unique and it doesn't mess with anybody.
I have a question sidebar about football a little bit. Since you're a Washington fan, do you know any Washington fans that approve of the name?
No.
None.
See? Who did he ask?
Because they was all in a room with people who really didn't care.
He asked his pocketbook.
They asked everybody that makes over $500,000 and lives in Northern Virginia. That's who they asked.
Well, that's the wrong people.
He probably asked himself, I like Commanders. I do like Commanders.
Well, going back,
they probably all of them white boys and like Commando.
That's the joke team on Commando. He couldn't use Generals because that's the joke team on the Globetrotters.
The Washington Generals. He could have used anything that started with an R.
Exactly. He had a whole bunch of choices.
The Washington Rhinoceroses is better than the Washington Commanders. Y'all could have answered the Rhinoceros.
The Rabbits.
The Washington Rabbits.
I'll take that over Commanders.
That's better.
Well, he if they would have changed it earlier, he could have won the Ravens. He could have won with
Ravens,
but too late.
We're gonna have Pops here with us.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. I like it.
Definitely.
So
I like to ask Pops some questions right off the top.
Me too. Go ahead, Lou.
Pops, first, thank you for your service, sir. And secondly, when did you start drinking craft beer? When did craft beer become a thing in your world?
2009.
Okay.
Wow. So were you drinking beer like Bud and Michelob and all those things before 2009?
I was strictly a Heineken man.
Hey, me too.
Started in Vietnam, so.
Okay.
So you've been drinking Heineken since Vietnam?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't start drinking until I went in the military.
Wow.
I hear that.
Wow.
So are you a native of Maryland? Did you get stationed there? What's that story? And what brought you to Patuxent area?
Actually, I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. My daughter competes up that way.
Oh, wow.
Years. Okay. In gymnastics. And then, like you said, you got into drinking craft beer. Was it, someone kind of invited you to a tap room in 2009?
Mm-hmm.
Walk us down that story. Walk us through it.
Well, I got invited. We went on the tour. I can't remember the name.
Sure.
Where we were at, and we went through the tour and everything. And at the end, you got to taste all the beers there. And they had, if I can remember correctly, it was 4.
Okay.
They had on tap that day.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of them tasted good to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me my opinion. I said, geez, these all have a nice taste.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much that was it. I was
fell
only
in love
twice. I fell in love. I said, okay, I can go this route.
Mm-hmm.
Pop, what are you drinking now?
Oh, Mai Tai.
Oh, you want to show on the cup? Put the cup.
Yeah. Let's see it.
That's our Mai Tai seltzer right there.
Nice. Okay, that's the other seltzer because I think I have the margarita seltzer.
Yes, you have the margarita.
So
we also have a strawberry seltzer, which we use a generous amount of fresh strawberries, which we puree, and we add it to our base seltzer.
Nice.
And then we allow it to sit an extra couple of weeks to get it nice and
good. Yeah.
And that's the thing. So we hate seltzers. And we have a lot of husbands who come in and will come in with their wives and they have nothing to drink. So we said if we were going to do seltzer, what's the best way to do it that we will enjoy it? So what does guys say? More alcohol, more flavor.
Right.
So
I like
that's
that.
what we came up with.
I like it.
And seltzers are only Taproom exclusive. That's it.
All right.
So you're not canning that.
Oh no, we can. You can
okay, but we're
not distributing it. No,
gotcha.
Right. So my wife and a lot of women, like you said, in general, don't care to drink beer. I think my wife is just at that point where she'll taste at least anything that that I'll drink. But so my sister-in-law who lives in Bowie bought us the margarita seltzer from your brewery this weekend, and we split a crowler and. She had a little bit left in her cup, and I went to take the cup from her and say, all right, let me pour my half. And she was like, wait, I'm not done. She didn't want to give up her cup. So that's just to go to show that it really was good. And she's fond of a margarita on most Fridays.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's perfect.
We took the seltzer out to a festival we did, and it was everything worked in our favor. It was 95 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the other breweries were there from other counties, and they bought like straight beer.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, you know what? I think the seltzer is actually going to do better than the beer. So we loaded up with some extra seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
And the seltzer, they kicked 2 kegs of the seltzer. And we came back home with a keg of beer. So
wow.
Definitely.
Well, we heard you get the spill. You said the seltzer is named after your daughter. Is that what you said?
Yes, my youngest daughter, who's about to be the middle daughter.
One on the way.
So
congratulations to that.
That would make 3 daughters I would have.
Oh, you outnumbered, boy.
Oh my God, I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nothing. We couldn't think of a name for the seltzer, and my daughter was in the brewery running around at the time, and we were just like, Davey was like, let's call it Rah Rah Ale. So we was like, all right, let's call it Rah Rah Ale.
There it is.
Now my oldest daughter is pissed because she's.
That's what I was about to say. How does she feel about this?
Absolutely.
She the firstborn, and you ain't even look out.
Well, I told her. I said, "Well, your name doesn't particularly fit with any beers, including your nickname." So I said, "We got to figure something out."
Yeah. We'll get it in there.
What's her nickname?
So her first name is Dylan. So we always call her. We call her Deals or Dill Pickle.
Okay. Dill pickle.
They definitely got some dill pickle beers.
Yeah, man.
No. What's funny? She said that she was like, "Why don't y'all?" And this is her exact words. Why don't you dry hop some pickles in some beer?
Ooh,
I feel like
get the thinking, Pop. Get the thinking.
So after I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, "Well, I don't know how nasty that's going to taste."
I know. I know.
That could be
a pickle
so
bill could be
Pops
pretty
just
good.
said try the sweet gherkin. What is it? Gherkin, the sweet gherkin pickles. Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Oh, there you go.
I know.
Thank
A nice goza with dill pickles actually is a solid beer style. I mean, it's refreshing.
We've had a pickle beer or two.
We've had some pickle beers. They ain't too bad.
We had a cucumber beer.
I'll say I've had just one.
You don't have to
have this one.
You did. And you could just put a cucumber or a pickle in there and call it a dill pickle.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
So I would tell my oldest, her uncles up north.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
What's
the Dillio?
That's the name of the beer.
Hey, nobody steal that, all right?
Right.
But going back to our schedule, so usually Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are like brew days, admin days. If we gotta make deliveries, stuff like that. We are debating on opening up on Wednesdays. We're not too sure just yet because again, it's only 3 of us. You know, we have some help that comes in and stuff.
Yeah.
But right now we're just open Thursdays through Sundays.
Okay.
Now, what are the hours from Thursdays to Sundays for people who don't?
So Thursdays and Fridays we're open from 4 to 8 p.m. Okay. Saturdays 12 to 8 p.m. Sundays 1 to 7. We got a church next door to us. Go figure. So that's why we open up later and close early on Sundays.
Okay, got it. Okay. They got them 3 services going on.
They be mad because they be trying to come over there and get some brew. They're like, now you want me closed?
There's a couple that come over, like they pull out, they pull around back, they come back.
Yeah, like, yo, I still indulge a little bit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They want that Cabernet infused beer.
So
the wine.
So now that you have Pops here, I just wanted to mention something. Drinking before I drank craft beer, I was also a huge Heineken drinker. Like that was my beer that I went to. I would say once I did segue into craft beer, why? And I don't know if I ever even said this to you, Lou, or to Rob or Yoda, but one beer that actually really reminds me of craft beer styles is IPA and Heineken. If that hoppiness on the back end and things like that. So maybe that kind of further explains kind of my love for IPA, just because that taste, that bitter hoppiness still retains that similarity.
It's so funny you mentioned that because it's like I'm sitting here thinking about all the times I drank Heineken. I was like, damn, you know what? You was spot on with that.
Yeah,
most people that kind of like takes you back, like, oh.
It's funny. Like does Heineken tell you what kind of style it is? What kind of style is a Heineken?
I don't know if it says it on there.
It doesn't say.
I always thought it was an IPA. As soon as the first time I tasted the IPA, I was like, "Oh, this is what a Heineken tastes like."
Yeah, I don't think it says it. I don't think it's
none of us read the bottle,
Yeah, I can't tell you. It's green.
Right. I know for the longest, everybody was growing up. It was like, yeah, I'm drinking Heineken. It's a German beer. No, it's from Holland.
It's from Holland.
Right. Mm-hmm. What style do you guys favor right at this moment? What's your favorite style to drink?
We are big IPA guys. We love New England's. Mm-hmm. We also do a West Coast IPA, which we getting tongue tied drinking beer, which we call 007. So we use 007 hops in it. So that's pretty much our most kick-ass West Coast IPA that we have next to what we call our West Coast Oops or our Big Oops. So Big Oops is where we just like to go crazy and we'll get it as hop forward as possible.
Nice.
So those are our 2 beers which we give to our like straight up and down IPA folks. Everything else we do is more or less geared towards the New England hazy style. We have another beer called Three Wives.
3 Wives.
Basically, so we use 3 different types of hops. One comes from South Africa, which that's another reason why we don't do it as much. And Davey likes to brew that when he's in a good mood.
Okay.
And that usually comes out once a year.
Okay.
And everybody clamors for it. Right.
Are you saying he's only in a good mood once a year?
Well, Davy's in a good mood most times, but he has to be in an extra good mood to brew that.
Okay.
And that's one of those
good way to clean that up.
Yeah.
It's one of those surprise beers where he'll hit us up. It was like, hey, this is what I'm doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of us is like we don't have brew schedules and stuff like that. We, you know, everything we do is off of feeling and emotion and stuff, you know, and what the people want at the time. You know, so we try to stay seasonal, but yeah, sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't.
Right. Now I know you said your home brew was like, I don't know if this is good, but as you've been in the brewery and you saw Davies and all that kind of stuff, like, and everybody working, like, have you seen your skills in terms of brewing beer
improve
better?
I've seen my skills and understanding where I went wrong get better.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's you know what? That's where hops. That's what you needed.
You know, and here's
sugar.
The thing. It's like now I have a bigger space to do things. You know, but now it's like finding the time to do it because you know, again, with all of us, this is like a 24/7 job.
Right.
Literally, it's a 24/7 job. Answering emails, making sure stuff is right, you know, trying to figure out ways to get people in, trying to figure out ways to expose yourself and everything, you know.
Absolutely.
It's a 24/7 job. And that's one of the things where we try with all of us, we try not to lose the fun aspect of it because at the end of the day, drinking beer, making beer, being around beer is supposed to be fun.
Right.
You know,
right.
But there is that business aspect to it where it gets to be like,
right.
You know,
a little taxing.
Right.
So one question that I have, I always ask other beer drinkers because I have a ABV threshold that I like to stay above, which I will mention that before I say what my threshold and ABV percent threshold is, just know that the 301 Pale Ale does meet that threshold. What is your ABV threshold that you like to stay under or above?
Hold up.
When I'm working or when I'm at home?
You have two different thresholds.
Let's go. Right. Let's go with any given Sunday.
All right. So, well, to be honest, in our tap room, we try to keep things. Because this is the thing, you don't want to knock nobody upside the head, and they only have one or two.
True.
You want them to keep coming back. So that's why 301 and the rest of our beers are a good balance. We do have some heavy hitters that are like 10.5, 11.5. We actually serve those in the smaller ounce glasses, but those are mostly like our stouts.
Okay.
You know, but when it comes to like, you know, our IPAs, our New Englands and everything, we try to keep those like around 7 to 8.
Oh, you know, I'm happy with everything you said so far.
That's not that far. I thought he was going to say 4.
No. But I would say our lowest right now will probably be the seltzers. And the seltzers most times comes in at like around 6.5 to 6.
I love it. So you drinking just goodness all day long. Anything you get. So cheers, brother. My threshold is 6% or higher.
I thought it was 7. When did it go down to 6?
No, it always been 6. Rob can attest.
Go down to 6.
It always has been 6. Give me my
Rob.
It was 6 or higher. It was 6.
Yeah, it's 6 or higher.
I gotta go back.
There's a meme. Y'all made a meme on me. I believe it says it. It's like, is it at least 6%?
I'm gonna go back.
That was just
7.
That was just waiting for the hair.
Waiting for the ABV. Oh, okay. I thought it might have said. Yeah, I'm 6% or higher.
Everything is drinkable, and it's not one of those things like, oh man, I done had 1, 2, I'm good. You know, everything is drinkable.
Yeah, and
that's what we strive for, is to have drinkable beers where we can actually come in, tell you about the beer, and you can actually relax and have more than one.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a rhythm. You know, with drinking beer and drinking craft beer, you're already drinking a refined beverage, as I like to call it. So, and it's all about having a little rhythm, and it ain't about trying to guzzle it, chug it, you know, be the first one done. I tell these guys, look, I'm not playing catch up with y'all. We had a beer fest and y'all already 3 in, and I just got there because I'm always late. So let's put that out there now. I'm just going to sip my first. While y'all on your 3, I'm not catching up just because.
And that's the thing. I liken craft beer to I love cigars, right?
Okay.
So I kind of compare craft beer and cigars. They go hand in hand. They're conversational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Craft beer, you're not supposed to like. You can chug,
right?
you
Special occasion,
but
birthday or something like that.
You know, and you take your time because if you chug them, you're gonna feel.
Oh, you're gonna feel it.
You're gonna feel it. You know,
and it's gonna hit you like boom. It's not. It's gonna come out of nowhere too. You're gonna be like, oh, what the.
And
Dang.
going back to drinkability, and I gotta shout them out, because they are part of the collective, and I love their beer. You know, that's why I love Black Viking and Urban Garden, especially Black Viking. Black Viking has a very drinkable beer, and I tell everybody this even when they come in here. You know, during the Super Bowl, that's the only beer I was drinking. I said I need to get to the halftime show.
Really?
And I was like, so I had a 6-pack of Black Viking, and I was like, good. I'm good. And he struck the right balance. The guys over there, Sean and definitely his co-owner, they struck the right balance of flavor versus ABV. And it's amazing.
I have some Black Viking in my fridge now. Is it an IPA that they make, or what is it?
So joint, right?
And I'll tell you from the can.
Yeah,
it's like a ginger. It's like a zinger beer.
Zinger beer.
Zinger.
So
it's like a ginger zinger.
It's a ginger golden ale. So it's
nice. Okay.
Which Sean did put in the comments. He said it's close to a Hefeweizen. Which
right.
it actually
try to help
is.
Out.
So you should help your folks behind you. You should invite them to a can. Tell them to buy one.
We have something close to a Hef. We're gonna give you this. Yes.
Whenever you get time, no rush. We're ready to try the other two.
Oh, we got you. They're coming.
Nice.
So it is close to a Hef. And again,
look at that.
It's one of those things.
Making sales.
Yeah. It's one of those things where they're a part of the collective, and we're going to shout everybody. Let me get the camera right. We're going to shout everybody's beer out, because when we have a platform, we're going to use it. We're going to use it for ourselves, and we're going to use it for everybody.
Awesome.
And that's the thing. So shout out to Sean, and definitely
really cool.
Urban Garden. Her beer is amazing, and I always like to say, especially with her beer. Just like ours is like kind of like, hey, an intro to craft beer. Hers is amazing because you have honey and chamomile. Who would think about combining those two things into a beer? Which
British,
is definitely crazy. Yeah, true.
So because we have Eugene and we have Pops in the frame right now, I don't want to go too far off of beer, but one of the other, one thing about Brews and Banter podcast is we cover everything current events. We don't just cover beer. We cover things that are happening in the world, the whole nine. And I'd like to take a minute just to maybe get, get Pops his spill on like what's happening with Ukraine. Do you remember anything like this very similar? You fought in Vietnam War. Oh, you can keep it clean or not. This is an explicit podcast, but I just like to get your kind of understanding or your background or your knowledge on any similarities or what you feel like that this country, what we're watching, on the news and what's happening with Ukraine and Russia.
Well, when you go back to take like Vietnam, you have the North Vietnam that invaded southern Vietnam. Okay, and what you have is Russia going into Ukraine. You know, and they have the major army trying to get in, and those folks are fighting hard to stay free. As far as Vietnam goes, that to me was a business war. We had no business being there. The Russians were there before us. They couldn't handle it. They ran out of there. The Australians were in there. They left. And then the Americans went in as a police action. Now, back in the 60s, in my time, you got a draft card. And your draft notice told you when you had to
report
to the draft board because you were going in. And I got mine. It was number 7.
Wow.
So
early on.
I said,
wow, you remember that. Like, geez.
I ain't going to last too long. So to be perfectly honest with you, I said, I ain't going to Vietnam because before I even got out of high school, I had lost 7 friends.
Jeez.
In my high school, I went to 7 funerals.
Wow.
I joined up and never made it.
Wow.
Killed in action. So I was passing an Air Force recruiter's office. So I went in there I said, I want to join the Air Force and be a jet mechanic.
Okay.
And the guy told me, yep, you can be everything you want to be. I said, okay, this is cool. I ain't going to end up going in and getting shot at and possibly ending up worse.
Right.
To make a long story short, I ended up in pararescue for ground control.
Okay.
Special operations. Ended up in Vietnam anyway.
Right. We're going to tell you anything you need to know and tell me.
Now, did you find yourself in more of a, I guess you could say, segregated pool of veterans because you were going with the intent of a specific skill set, or did you still have to, do everything just like everyone else?
Right.
Had everyone else had to do.
Everything else, like everyone else, we had to do it better.
Right.
The group I was in was the 80th Headhunter Division. And when they ask you what does a headhunter do, it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, it sounds like it. Snipers.
So you had to be special. You had to keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
And if you want to come home, everybody had to have each
other's back. Wow.
And that's why whatever Pop says goes.
That is absolutely why everything Pop says. And it's really, really good to, to be sitting here with someone with such great history, lineage, and knowledge, and, right sound mind to have seen a lot of things that you've seen in your time, and to be here. It's 2022. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I can give you a little history. My mother's my great grandmother on my mother's side is a sister, Harry Tubman.
Oh man!
Wow!
All right.
And see,
from Auburn, New York.
Yep,
that is amazing.
And you don't get these type things, and that's the beauty again about having a tap room and having the actual physical location, because you get to meet these certain, you get to meet these people and you get to hear these stories, you get to make these connections, you get to make these friends.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of our regulars, they're family,
Yeah, so,
right.
So everybody walk in and people see Pop. They're like, Pop!
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Everybody knows. Yep. Everybody knows.
He has his own seat. We're not sitting in it now, but Pop has his own
Right. Well, pretty soon he's gonna have his. I'm speaking into existence. He's gonna have his own beer.
Actually, there's a story. Pop. So our first foray into barrel aged beer was Pop's beer, and it was called Pop's Untold Stories. So it was our first experimentation. We got a whole bunch of barrels from a beer company, and we were like, all right, this is our first time we're going to do it. So we took one of our base brown ales. We pureed some sweet potatoes. We had some nutmeg, cinnamon, and we poured some other stuff in it. And we was going to let it sit. It sat for about like a year and a half. It's still sitting. It's still there. So we were like, let's try again. We never opened it, but we're scared to open it.
Why?
Yeah,
it's going to happen. So right now it's been sitting. Well, it's almost 2 years now. It's about 2 years now.
I'm scared.
Why y'all scared to open?
ABV.
I forgot. Like, what happened?
It's one of those things where it's like, and I wish Davey was on here. Davey just texted me. He was like, he's waking up. So,
okay, he'll make it there soon.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where it's like, it might be good, but it's your first time. And I'm gonna tell you this: Davey is a perfectionist.
Okay.
He's a very big perfectionist, and all of us can say, "Yo, the beer is fine." Nah, it's something off.
Something off.
And he just won't mess with it.
Feel it in his gut, in his taste bud, everything.
Like,
so Davey has tasted it.
Davey has looked at it.
Yeah, he don't want to taste it and be disappointed.
No, Davey, I've looked at it because we cracked it. We opened up we took the plug out, looked at it. Of course, it's going to be a science experiment.
Yeah, right.
So it's like,
So let me ask you, with it, like you said, you guys have it. You looked at it. You take the plug out or whatever. Would you? Let's say it wasn't exactly the way that you intended it to come out. Could you refilter it? I don't know anything about the beer process. Like, what could you do to possibly refine it? As you mentioned, there's no such thing as wasting beer,
and it's not perfect to Davey. But is it even drinkable now? Is it something you could pour now?
we're coaching y'all along to get this out of this barrel.
Y'all are coaching us along.
Look, I need to be there when it come out. I feel like the ABV is like 28.
Yes. Oh my God, that thing is like that Utopia. What is it? That Utopia beer is like a what is it? ABV high.
The process of doing it was fun because we all came in here. Pop, you was in here that day too, right? When we had everything out, and we was trying to figure out what spices and stuff we were going to put in it. We already knew we was going to puree sweet potatoes and put it in there, right?
Okay.
So we were thinking about, all right, we're going to put the cinnamon.
Sounds
we did
delicious.
some nutmeg.
Sounds delicious.
You know, we did some other stuff we poured in, but then we was trying to figure out. Then we were tasting that mixture and just seeing what it would taste like. And we already knew we was going to use. We have a brown ale we do, so we said that's going to be the base.
Okay.
So we sat there, so we was like, all right, we think this is going to be pretty good.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things where it's like, it was our first time doing it, and we actually will probably want somebody who's actually done barrel aged beer to come in and like coach us along.
Okay.
You know, and that's the thing. We're not scared to ask for help. It's like, this is something we haven't done before. We're gonna be like, all right, help us.
Right.
You know, so I think that's the point where we're at. We're like, all right, help us along, because right now we don't know. You know, so
now was the sweet potato and stuff in the barrel, or did you already filter that out?
We pureed it, filtered
it out.
Okay. So it's probably pretty good. It's probably actually somebody need to take a sip.
It's probably good. It's just one of those things. It's like, oh, we're scared to pull the trigger.
Right. If you already took the cork out at least a little bit of look at it, somebody got to take a sip. Someone got to take a sip. Hold on, you doing right now? We're live on camera.
Oh, not gonna happen.
You can do it off. You can do it off camera when we come. Listen,
come down there.
Yeah, let us come and taste it. I'll be a taster. Yeah. I want to taste at 32%.
Did I hear hazmat?
I wouldn't even let Pops be the taste control for that one.
Did I hear hazmat?
He said,
I thought I heard he say hazmat.
What did it smell like?
Oh, it smells great. Like, matter of fact,
come on, it's probably like a good old Southern.
I don't even know why we're not drinking this thing.
I see them. There they are.
So it's the middle one. If you see the middle one with the blue tag,
1, 2, 3. I see it. Yep, I see it.
Yep,
I can see it. It's 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth one there.
Gene, what's the real reason we're not drinking this beer yet, Gene? What's the real reason, Gene?
Just he said he's nervous. They nervous.
Somebody got to sip that.
Well, you know what? I can appreciate perfectionist. You know, being a perfectionist. I mean, it's hard.
You might already hit it.
May be perfect.
You ain't tasted it yet.
Listen. For us beer drinkers,
like cats, right? That will drink the leftover shit in the fermenters.
Right.
What does it taste like? Right.
Yes, it smells good.
Yeah, I want to know.
It smells like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, this smells good. Let me taste it. Let me try that.
Let me try it.
Right.
Now, I will admit, it smells great.
Okay.
But when you look in there, you're like, do I really want to put my liver through this right now?
Oh.
Well, that's what I said.
Right.
Like a little,
is it going to do you dirty like Mad Dog 2020?
Maybe they should be 3-ounce pours. Not,
I mean,
not
talking
regular.
about PTSD, it's like,
right.
Just rub it on your gum. Put you in there.
Darn.
Do the cocaine test.
Oh man.
I guess one of my.
Oh, so yeah, Kevin did tell me about that. So our co-owner Kevin was working yesterday. So we have a lot of guys who bring beer. So this is another thing of why we love having brick and mortar. We have guys that bring in beer that you can't get from anywhere, and they'll come in here and they'll share.
Yeah, beer share, awesome.
Beer share. You know, our tables along, everybody's here. We got our cups.
That's awesome.
A brother of ours, Bruce, what's his IG name? Bruce Cal Bruce. You know, his name is Cal. Gets all the beers. Don't know where he gets them. I don't know. He smuggles them in.
Right.
He had, where was it from, Pops? Chicago. He had this beer, a chocolate milk stout. Literally tasted like chocolate milk.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, it was, I don't know how much lactose they put in it. It had no beer. It
like low carbonate. Right about to say low carbonation.
It barely was carbonated.
17%.
17%.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
I love it.
Y'all can taste that. Definitely taste that beer. Y'all can taste that. Definitely taste that beer in that barrel.
You was nice and warm, Pop. Wasn't you? Warm inside.
Let me just say this. I drank it. Tastes like chocolate milk, but my brain said, "Don't drink anymore."
Don't drink no more. That's not no childhood memory, Pop.
It ain't no chocolate milk.
That's a oops upside your head.
Stand up and like, whoa, what's going on?
that brings up a story about my wife. I was down North Carolina and I procured some flavorful water in a jug. And my wife, if you know what I'm saying, I procured some flavorful water. And my wife, she likes to take water to work with her. So whenever you procure water, you put it in the freezer.
Right.
Okay.
She put hers in the freezer. Now my wife works in the school system.
Oh no!
So she took the wrong water bottle to school.
When that thing, she opened that freezer and it was still. Oh,
probably spit that all out on people.
My wife had allergies, so she couldn't smell. So she took the water, opened it up, and took a sip of it.
Yeah.
And when it hit the palate, it was.
It's got to go.
I got cursed out on the phone.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Wow.
It was nothing but F-bombs and how you set me up.
Right.
Set me up, though.
Right. The sabotagery.
So I told my wife, I said, so her name's Valerie. I said, Val, did you not see that, this one was frozen and this one wasn't?
Right. I thought when you said, I thought the story was going to end when she opened the freezer at work and she saw it was still liquid. That was like a dead giveaway.
She wasn't paying attention.
Wasn't even.
I said, that's the telltale sign. One is frozen, one is not.
Right.
She said, "Oh, the freezer ain't working, baby."
Right. That's why you put that whole good absolute bottle or whatever in the freezer and hey.
Yes.
She took
oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Well,
this is great, man. I can't wait. I already looked it up. It's an hour and 40 minutes from my house to
Listen,
get.
I don't think it's
Patuxent
any problem
Brewing.
for us to taste this barrel.
And we coming.
Yeah.
So
all right, put it this way. If you guys take a field trip down here one day, the barrel's gonna be open eventually.
Okay, Thursday through Sunday. But we coming with the anticipation of that it's either gonna be open when we get there.
You guys can do a live show and you
well,
can
nice.
taste what's in the barrel.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a deal. That's a
What's
deal.
in the barrel?
Talk to Dave first because I don't want.
Yeah.
Talk to Dave first
Talk to
about
the
this
other partners.
invitation.
We're on a podcast.
Pops, you hear it, Pops. Talk to the other people.
So we got a customer who just came in. Everybody who comes out, tell me on the podcast, say hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Brews and Better podcast. Listen every Tuesday and every Sunday we go live.
You gotta check you guys out.
Oh,
Please do.
Oh, lost. There we go. I'll be right with you. Pops, you want to take over for a sec?
Sure.
All right.
So Pop, you heard it. We just going to confirm this because you are there and you'll be there, obviously, when Dave's there. And I don't want Dave coming in going, what? I don't know nothing about this.
Right.
He said we can come down on between a Sunday and a Thursday, do a live taping. You heard it first, and taste this beer.
Well, they didn't throw it away. They didn't throw it away, so eventually they are going to open it.
They are going to open
it. They would already throw it away at this point.
Probably so.
That's true.
Probably so.
Right,
So you gotta.
So we can just be the celebration kickoff, and
or
as soon as we walk through the door, that means they get the court gate spot.
I'll make sure I'm here so I can watch all three of you test it.
Yes.
Not one taste it.
It's your man. You gotta taste it first.
Gotta be able to dial 911.
Yes. Right. Right. Exactly.
I cannot look. The more y'all talk about not tasting this beer, the more I want to taste it. I feel like a child.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all two taste it first, and then I'll taste it.
I would love to be the first person to taste.
All right, you punk MF. Right.
This might be a beer you'll remember for a long time.
That's what I'm expecting. I hope so.
Yes.
Just the puree of it all to start is enough to make me remember it. But knowing that the ABV is like at 52% is awesome.
So Pop,
12, 13, probably.
So I keep raising it up. I know it's not 52%.
So you live close enough distance to come and spend an afternoon at the tap room. Whereabouts are you in relation to the tap room?
I live in White Plains. I'm about 15 minutes away.
Oh, good.
Huh. Oh yeah, I'm thinking White Marsh.
I'm retired, so
yeah.
You like distance.
Congratulations to that too.
It is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I got time. I'm going to get there.
You know, I have one beer that I remember when I was in the service called 4 Horse beer. I got it over. I was in the Osan, Korea.
Oh, okay.
Had a white horse, a gray horse, a black horse, and a palomino on the bottom.
Okay.
And the last thing I remember was drinking it. Because when I woke up the next morning, I swear the whole herd ran over me.
Oh,
man, that's some powerful
just before
crap.
I was getting ready to drink some water, the guy said, "Don't drink any water."
What?
You know, he said, "If you drink water, it's going to happen all over again."
Oh,
yeah,
man, that's some scary.
That's a double trigger beer.
I want none of that.
I remember that to this day.
Wow.
Yeah, so if that's the beer that's in them barrels, I don't want that. I don't want that.
That's bad. That's worse than Mad Dog. That's worse.
I don't want nobody tell me not to drink water because it'll happen again.
Well, I remember drinking so much one time. You know, they say to get over a good hangover, you got to drink more. You know, you don't like go opposite. So in Cali, I drank one year. I drank so much, just probably mixing. So probably was a whole bunch of stuff. And I went to the bar with my mom the next day, and I was hand on my head, just hung over. And the bartender said, "Boy, you need another drink." And I was like, "No, I don't. I don't want to see no drink." And she went to pouring Budweiser in a cup, and she made some mixed concoction or whatever between some other, liquors. I think it even had some tomato juice or whatever. I'm sure it had tomato
they call
juice.
that hair on the dog.
Yeah. Man, I drank it. She said, and you can't just sip it. You need to hit it on down. Right. I drank it down, man. I let out a belch that felt like I was relieved, released from everything that was inside my body that was holding me down. I was like, oh man, I don't know. It just, I felt so much better. That was the first time I ever got over a hangover, almost immediately.
Hair of the dog.
See, Pops knew. I never had that before.
Yeah.
I was hurting.
That'll catch you.
Yeah, man. Wow. So how we gonna close this, Rob? Because we know Gene's got to work. He'll be back, I'm sure, soon. But I've asked all my questions. This has been great, and I can't wait.
I enjoyed
one question for him.
Yeah. So we're all in Delaware, Pops. We're all an hour and a half.
We're not about to end, are we?
No, I was just asking.
Oh, give me 2 seconds so I can close this custom out. And
yeah.
Take your time. We talking to Pops, man. Go on, get out of here.
Yeah. So we're only about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes north of you all. We all have family in Bowie, Columbia, Maryland. Right where y'all are. That's not terribly far. You know what I mean?
That's definitely.
He grew up in Syracuse, but he keep it real. You real Maryland now. You got the Under Armour.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, everybody see. People think
people said Pops was a great addition to the show.
You about to be a superstar, Pops.
Special guest.
Yeah, spitting that knowledge.
Talking to my buddy Howard Scott. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember a group named War.
War?
Yeah, I remember War.
They had some big hit songs. World is a Ghetto.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Howard Scott, the lead guitar player in Virginia War. Very good friend of mine.
Very good friend. Awesome.
So like Pops need his own show.
Yeah, he definitely needs his own episode. Yeah. That's the name of the beer. That should be the name of his podcast. What's the name of that beer? Pops' Untold Stories.
That's the name of the beer.
That's the name of Pops' podcast.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, that could be the name of the podcast.
We can give you a segment once every 2 months or so if you want it.
I know Howard from music because he used to be a blues bass player.
Oh man,
come on, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Pops is an establishment here.
Yeah, man. It's good to have him around.
All the stories he tells us. That's right.
We're gonna have him. We're gonna have him back.
Right.
Yeah, just short story. Just you talked about music. One of my good friends, Jay Lawrence, Jonathan Buxton. His dad is the original member, and he's Jonathan Buxton the first. He's the original member of Stylistics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I sing with his son. Yeah, I sing with his son. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Back in 1980, 1984, I met Dr. J.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I just wanted to be in
Right. Being the untold story
at the airport.
Right.
yeah, Rob.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I did have one last question. I know, Gene, y'all were actually involved in the atrial pills.
Yes, I wanted to touch on that.
Like, how did that happen, and how did that work out, and how did that help?
So our old business manager, Miss Trinice Watts, shout out to her. She's with the Pink Boots Society, and she also started an organization with 2 other female brewers called Raising Lucy, which brings attention to basically diversity in beer in terms of women of color. So that's her new organization and stuff. So she actually found that program, and the one thing about Davey hates being on camera. He hates doing what I do. Yeah, Davey. Yeah, and he's
you making him out to the real Grinch of Patuxent. I'm gonna have to talk to Davey.
No, he's not. He's getting better. But
he's getting better.
As part of that, we had to film a submission, and with that submission, we had to show them like, hey, we're a small company. This is what we're doing to get by. Because a lot of the things that we've done in here and a lot of things that we do as far as with the brewing process and everything, we've actually made by hand. Like everything you see in here is made by hand. The tables, the bar, everything made by hand.
Awesome.
Right? And Pop's made the tables,
See?
And the thing is,
Awesome.
we don't have access to the capital as everybody else does. I've raised my hand. So there you go. As everybody else does. We don't have access to that capital.
Right.
So in doing that, we submitted our thing. We didn't think anything. We didn't think we was gonna win anything. So one day, when they made the announcements and stuff, we were listening and we was going through, and they had the same issue as you had, Rob, trying to pronounce us. So shout out, definitely shout out to those guys, man. And we came in second place, and we got the grant, and that's how we were able to get our 3-barrel system. That's how we were able to
Benny and Tio, huh?
Yes,
that's awesome. We love them. We love them.
They are the best.
Yeah, we love them.
And that's how we were able to get our new canning system and stuff.
Great.
And basically, again, we put it all to good use. We bought a new POS system for the tap room and stuff.
Okay.
And that's another reason how we got on the map.
That's
so
awesome.
Definitely shout out to them and also the Heavy Seas and stuff. Because Heavy Seas came out of nowhere and was like, hey, hey, let's talk. And they came down here and ate with us, drank beer with us and stuff. And Heavy Seas is one of our favorites, So definitely that was the support we had. And when we won that grant, that was very big for us. Very big.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That was awesome. Crowns and Hops and Atrial Pills and Tio and
Crowns and Hops is killing it right now. I mean, definitely killing it.
Yeah. So I know we talked about. You said you guys can just about everything. Have you all been asked to? I think I saw some kegs or mini kegs behind you guys by the garage door. The Sixtels.
We got those, and we got some more that's in storage.
Okay, so do you guys? It's kind of new or a new concept that I've seen at least. We have a young lady here in Pennsylvania and Delaware. She does events, but she's called. Is it called Black Girl on Tap?
Yeah.
So what she does is she buys the Sixtels and things like that, and at festivals, and in your case, right, you can't leave your brewery, but she buys these Sixtels or whatever, and actually just pours from them and has a signage up at different music festivals and stuff that we go to. I thought it was an interesting concept. Do you guys have anybody that's doing something similar like that in your area?
No, we don't. And that is a very interesting concept because that helps us out because we really, like I said,
right. You can't afford to leave. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make sure we get them in touch with y'all.
Yeah.
She's great.
Thank you.
I'll text her before we get off.
That is a very interesting concept.
Yeah. We met her in person at what concert did we go to, Rob? The S'mores Fest. We went to a S'mores Fest in Philly, and that was our first time meeting her and her husband. He has a bicycle shop up in the Conshohocken, PA area, which is nice. It's right on the Conshohocken River, and she has the tap, and they both, hand in hand, did a really good job.
I will venture to say this too. Black Brew movement. And I hope they're listening, which we're going to forward this to them anyway, because they're part of the collective. That is something that they actually kind of did in a pinch, because all of us, and the first time we all got together was an event that the Black Brew movement did. It was the Black Greek Fest in DC. It was Patuxent, Joy Hound, Soul Mega, and Sankofa. And Soul Mega couldn't make it, so basically, you know, Black Brew movement pretty much was basically pouring Soul Mega's beer, you know. And that was one of the things where we had discussed, like, you know, Black Brew movement, they're not a brewery or a brew brand, you know, but they are basically the catalyst of getting the word out there. And I hope they're listening. This is something we'll definitely bring up. That is something too that they can probably help with when we can't go to these different places, you know. Absolutely. That definitely you know, hey, get our beer and you know, pour for us and stuff like that. So that is definitely an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if it's like the collective, even if it's like it's not just y'all beer, but if it's all the collective. I mean, I know Joy Hound is normally there by themselves, but even if it's like everybody else that's not there, that's present, that like they could be the representative of that. So that would be definitely dope to see. Because I think it was at the craft. I think they have a craft beer festival coming up in May in Frederick. I think.
Frederick. That's the one being put on by BAM, which I think we'll make a decision pretty soon if we're going to go to that one. We want to go to that one because we were talking. Yeah, we're still debating on which ones we want to go to, because we actually have one in St. Mary's in May. It's called the Overflow Festival.
Okay.
And pretty much it's like a wine festival. They want it all like blackberries and stuff there. So we're going to be there, and hopefully some more of the collective will hopefully be able to come out and stuff too. You know, and that's another thing that the collective does. When somebody hears of something, we spread it to everybody else. Hey, I can't make it. Can you come there? You know, can you go? Stuff like that. And that's the beauty again about having a collective where it's like, hey, I'm in this store. You guys need to call them because they ask about you too. You know, because all of us are at Whitey's, that event we did. All of us are there.
Right.
You know? Like if it's the spot that we know that supports us, we're going to give it to everybody else. And that's the beauty of it again. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know?
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
All right. All right. Any more questions for Gene?
Not really even a question. I just want to say, Gene, this by far, I think one is the most unique podcast that we've done. I'm glad that you guys are close enough, or what I would consider local, you know, obviously DMV, to where we can not just have you on the show, but very soon come to spend some time with you, spend some time with Pop, spend some time in your organization, in your neck of the woods, so you can, you know, really give us the grand tour. And I don't care if the tour is, you know, front to back and done in 5 minutes. I just want to spend a day with you guys and learn and soak up as much knowledge.
And in all seriousness, man, you guys have an open invite to come down here.
Awesome.
I'd love to have you guys shoot a show here, and we just sit here and shoot the shit and
great.
drink beer. We would love to have you drink all of our beer here. And
great,
awesome, and even to have all of the collective here when you guys show up. You know,
great,
that would be an awesome show to have everybody here, and you guys just interview all of us. You know,
all right, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure these schedules out.
Already done. Yep, that's already done.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you guys having us on. Definitely.
Oh man,
absolutely.
This is nothing.
All right. Well, once again, I want to thank Gene and Patuxent Brewing Company for coming through.
Yes.
And Pop, I don't want to forget Pop.
And Pop.
Oh, Pop is a part of Patuxent Brewing Company.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Right. Major stakeholder. Major stakeholder.
He made the tables, man.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, we always like to know how people can find all about Patuxent and anything else, all the internet, social webs, all that stuff. How can they find about Patuxent and how they can get the beer?
All right, we're on Instagram, all right, at Patuxent Brewing Co., and you can find us there. You can also find us online at PatuxentBrewingCompany.com, okay? And you can find us in Baltimore at Off the Rocks. Shout out, that is a major Black-owned husband and wife craft beer and winery, all right? They have wines that you can find everywhere. That's in East Baltimore, okay? We're also down here in Waldorf at Grill 13. We're at the Bayou Girls Drink Factory. We're at A+ Liquor Stores in White Plains.
Y'all moving.
Let's see, where else? We're at Silver Diner. Yes, we are at Silver Diner down here in Waldorf. I'm going through everything in my head right now. Let's see where else. A couple other different spots, but those are the major other spots that we're at.
Well, I am giving y'all the official Pusher P award. Pusher Patuxent, you know,
Say that 10 times
Pusher P. Pusher P.
And what's the address for the
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right. Address for the brewery is 70 Industrial Park Drive, Waldorf, Maryland, Suite 2A.
Yes, sir.
We are open Thursday through Sunday. We're open Thursday and Friday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're open Saturday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're open Sunday, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. All right. You will see myself. You'll see Kevin. You'll see Davey. All three of us, we rotate. But sometimes when we don't have nothing to do, we'll still come in here and drink and end up working. So
got it.
And
That's amazing.
For those of you guys who are spelling challenged like myself, it's Patuxent Brewing Company.
Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Patuxent ENT. It's easy.
There you go. Patuxent.
So that
with
Tuxent
the Maryland accent.
Yes.
Yeah. Make sure you put that
Maryland.
I heard you saying brewery all day, and I was like,
I
he
know.
definitely
So
lives in Maryland.
it's so funny. They always get me when I say brewery. It's like brewery. Hello, how
great.
you doing? Welcome to Patuxent.
all right, Lou, how can they find you?
Man, my name is Lou Belgium.
Yes,
I be on them Instagrams.
All right, Dev.
Hey, you can find Dev on Instagram as Dev Drinks Craft Brew. And if you need to email me, devdrinkscraftbrew@bruisingbanner.com.
All right. And you can find Bruising Banter Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also go to www.bruisingbanter.com and you can find where we are playing at in terms of the platform we're on in terms of social media. You can buy the merch. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can also watch us on Facebook Live, YouTube. Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Definitely get the merch, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me, Rob G, Rob Stay Bruising. There it is.
There it is.
Right there. Once again, I want to thank Patuxent Brewing and Gene Lott for coming through for episode 158.
Thank you. Thank you both. Appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work.
And I definitely got to send y'all some glasses, all right? So
thank you. Definitely.
Yeah.
We're drinking that beer.
Pop said I got to come down here and get your glasses.
Okay,
that's fair. That's fair.
Let's make this
we
thing happen.
We can pour that
barrel.
Right now, we can pour that barrel in that glass.
Yes,
that's
when
right.
you went to go tend to some customers, we said we made sure that Pops heard it and confirmed it. We do want you to check with Dave. Check with him.
David will be like, we ain't opening that.
Right. I don't care who they are.
Y'all gonna sign waivers.
How far are they coming from?
Yeah,
we'll sign it.
I'll sign it on the
I'll sign it. Shoot, I'll do it at the trampoline park. I'm gonna do it at the brewery.
Right, absolutely. I will definitely sign my liver away.
Thanks.
Have a great one, man. Be safe. Thank you.
All right, take it easy.
Until next time.
Have a good week, everyone.
Peace.
You too, Pops.
Champagne, I'm wearing my championship.